alone. You know, Hershiser's got the record, Jake. It got my, like, when it was 25 and then 37 and 44, I'm like, wow, he's really making a run. And can you just weigh in on that first? Should he have had a play at the plate on that run?
You know, I see what you're saying. For me to throw any shade Brandon Marsh's way is tough because of how well he's playing on all sides of the ball. Yeah. His momentum right here. Watch his momentum. He has to go to his left, and he just never quite gets square to the plate. His momentum, I get what you're saying, but he just couldn't quite get turned enough to make that throw 5 foot up the line, and it has a chance.
I'm asking a lot, but the guy running is 5th percentile in speed, 5th, as in like among the slowest guys in the league. But all right, but that's an amazing feat by Sanchez.
It is. Let's just start with he's 6'6", BK, and he's left-handed. If you're left-handed, that's already an advantage when you're 6'6" and create this kind of extension. When you watch him pitch, you don't think that he's handing the ball to you, but he's up in the 80th percentile of extension. Well, what does that mean? That means that your fastball is going to play up because it's getting on you sooner. Well, for the batter, that means you have to start quicker to get on that fastball. When you have to do that, he has the ultimate equalizer and as good of a changeups in the game. It's the best run value per pitch in the league that we've seen. When he speeds you up with the heater, and he'll just change up you to death. It's very reminiscent for me, Johan Santana.
Okay, who was the best in the game for like 4 straight years, the best pitcher in baseball. Ohtani, though, is the best pitcher in baseball, and he's the best hitter in his league. You know, statistically, he is tied for the league lead in weighted runs created plus or OPS plus. He's tied. He is the best on base in the National League. And Jake, he's got a 0.74. Like, no, my mind is blown now. And because pitching for him has kind of been like a side hustle, like the kids say. Last couple of years, like he pitched half a year before he was injured. Now he's in full ace mode.
Full ace mode. What he understands both sides of the ball from the American's point of view now. He come over and you just watched him understand who I need to be as a hitter versus these pitchers. Now you're understanding he fully gets how I'm going to get these guys out with multiple different looks. But what I want to point out that I'm sure a lot of people have talked about, but maybe not realize it. When this guy went to warm up last night, when I'd warmed up for how many ever hundreds of starts, you get done with that, go get you some water, sit down and regroup. He walked from the pen, warmed up, got a glass of water, and didn't get off his feet. Then he went straight out after leading off the game, which he got on base.
Yeah.
And he pitches the bottom of the first. You know, this is exhausting throwing that many pitches. Now, look, this is the top of the second. He went in and sat down for a minute, maybe, back out there for the bottom 2 after being left on deck. Now he leads off the third. He still hasn't sat down, BK.
On base. Yeah, now he's on base.
Watch this, first to third right here. I believe they stopped him because they go, whoa, we've got a lot left in this.
Right.
He scores. Of course, he has to be in the lineup. Remember when he wasn't in the lineup?
Right.
This is why, because of what he's asked to do. This is the bottom of the third, and I don't know that he sat down for longer than 1 minute.
Amazing, right.
It is truly remarkable as somebody who's done this craft and knew what those 2 to sometimes 10 minutes could mean of just regathering yourself and your strength.
I want to underline that because, right, he's warming up, then he leads off, and then you mentioned the next time he's on deck. So he's, you know, your adrenaline's pumping, and then, okay, they made the last out. Now I go out. Now you're pitching. Then you come back. Then you lead off. You're not sitting. It's like you're like playing Little League Baseball.
When you get off the mound in the top of the first, you're thinking about the batters. As the pitcher, who's coming up next? That's what you're thinking about. He's doing that, trying to process it, maybe talking to Will Smith on the way to grab a bat to think about what the pitcher's going to throw me.
It's amazing.
Truly.
I'm glad you pointed that out. Like just the physical.
We could have talked about all the offers and how good the sweeper is.
Yeah.
He's remarkable what he's doing.
Rob Parker last time said.
I'm interested to see what
Rob's been saying. He's been facing Fugazi clubs as a pitcher. The Diamondbacks, I wish they were a better hitting club. They're a good club, but they're not a top hitting club. But he might give me the business there. Rob joined us. This ball game we're leading up to here. You can see it live right here on MLB Network. The Yankees and the Guardians. Cleveland with a 2.5 game lead in the AL Central. Yankees only a game back in the AL East, but still without Aaron Judge. Joel Sherman is in the Bronx right now, and very sunny and beautiful right there. Joel, great to have you on the program. Let's start with Aaron Judge. Again, he's missed 2 games, some bruise, maybe ran into a wall. What's the update on him?
The update is, at least prior to the game, when Aaron Boone met with reporters, they still weren't saying what this was. They've gone through a lot of different testing. There's swelling in the area. They're trying to get as clear a picture as possible. I would assume if you're hopeful, the fact that they haven't used an IL move yet would be that, but I wouldn't read too much into this. The one thing I would read into is, look, when the Yankees... Aaron Judge broke out in 2017, Rookie of the Year, nearly MVP. Since then, the Yankees are 210 games over 500 when he plays. It's 652 and 442. It's 136 and 129 when he does not start. And that includes 0-2 so far this year. This is the best depth they've had since 2019. The last season, they had a winning record when he didn't start. It's going to get tested, especially if this is extended.
Yeah, you bring up a point, though, and you didn't even say the name. Like Ben Rice, and you mentioned Paul Goldschmidt. I saw you on Central. Like, Ben Rice is putting up Aaron Judge numbers, so it seems like they could sustain a little bit of that, couldn't they? I mean, it's a different club.
There's no doubt they can, but one of the things the Yankees have been exceptional at is against lefty pitching, and Aaron Judge has been the best producer against lefty pitching over the last 6-7 years, so it would hurt there. And look, he's probably the best hitter in the world, so not having him obviously takes a hit. In 2019, they had a lot of Cameron Maybin, Gio Urshela, Mike Tauchman come out of Central Casting and really help the team. They're going to need some of that, again, if this is a bad injury. And I do think that within maybe a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, they could get Giancarlo Stanton and Jason Dominguez back, which might help as well.
That's what you say. I'm like, oh, yeah, Giancarlo Stanton. The Guardians, meantime, I mean, they're going for a sweep, Joel, here. Playoffs 3 of the last 4. 7 of the last 10. They are dead last in payroll. I even look at it, I'm like, they're probably 23rd, 25th. No. 30th. What do you make of this success story?
Well, I do think, at a time in, media world when we're firing everyone every day, I do think the constancy of Mike Chernoff and Chris Antonetti in the front office, having gone through a lot of cycles and knowing what works with this kind of payroll and in Cleveland matters. They don't just talk the talk. Like, if they think defense wins, they'll add Patrick Bailey to Austin Hedges. That's probably giving up a lot of offense behind the plate, but they really believe in it. If they believe in a player like Angel Martinez or Brian Rocchio, they stick with it through some growing pains, and you're seeing that this year. It helps to have an aircraft carrier like Jose Ramirez, and maybe they have another one in Travis Bazzana coming. Their pitching is good. They do worry a little bit about pitching depth, and if you started to think between now and August 3rd, the trade deadline, even though I think you and I might say their strength is their pitching, they have some worry about pitching depth, and I wouldn't be surprised if they added to it before the deadline, if this is who they are and the team to beat in the Central.
Yeah, and look, they have all that and all the magic that they put together, and they just got Bazzana and DeLauder, year one, adding to their whole arsenal. They're a different club. Joel Sherman from Yankee Stadium. Joel, great having you back on the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you, BK.
All right, it's Joel Sherman there.